couple of weeks ago, I shared with you exclusive documents, emails between government staffers in a number of departments that I encountered when I learned that the government had been really going into damage control mode over a tweet about spirit animals on the official Canada Twitter account, billed as Canada's gateway to the world. Now, one of the things that I learned when looking through those emails is just how big a deal the government makes out of nothing, mountains out of molehills, but also how seriously they take this @Canada Twitter account, which I didn't even know existed until months after the government did this big launch of it. Well, I was looking at more documents from government employees, bureaucrats that are handling this in the new Global Affairs Department, and came across an exchange of emails that I had to share with you going back to March of this year when they were planning, because this takes planning 11 days in advance, what their April Fool's Day tweet would be. And I can just imagine them all sitting around giddy wondering about the ideas. It started with an email from Audrey Michaud, who wrote to her co-workers in Global Affairs Canada's social media department. April Fool's is coming soon, and I'd like to do something really fun on @Canada. If you have any ideas, please send them my way. Now, she is the digital communications advisor in the social media division, so they have an entire division for this. And of course, then, her employees started chiming in, sharing some ideas. One of them was from a man named Alain Lemay, who wrote, "How about a fake news release on how the new government is planning to pass a law to ban April Fools? Perhaps even replace it with a more politically correct event, such as Consideration for Others Day." With that kind of writing, he should be working for the CBC comedy department. But the ideas didn't stop there. He also writes, "How about Canada to launch Beaver World, a themed amusement park to rival Wally World in the US? Or Charlie Canuck's restaurant to start serving 3D printed poutine? Or Canada finds huge maple syrup deposits under the Canadian tundra. Estimates say it could be worth billions," much to the surprise and delight of his co-workers, one of whom said, "LOL." Why elaborate further? LOL. Good response to jokes like that, right? Well, Mr. Lemay didn't think that his jokes would be taken as jokes by everyone. No, and this is an interesting one. After his maple syrup tundra suggestion for an April Fool's Day tweet, he said this: "P.S. I bet the maple syrup one would be taken seriously and picked up by media in the U.S." Now, one of his colleagues, Stefano, had said that he likes the maple syrup one in particular, but then we have this gem that jumps out off the page. "We are talking about the people about to elect Donald Trump as president." And Audrey Michaud also wrote that the maple syrup one was gold, but it's this classic Canadian humor. Not funny, but when in doubt, talk about how dumb the Americans are. My goodness, for a government department that takes 10 days to come up with a tweet. And by the way, I looked at the @Canada Twitter account in April, and they didn't post any April Fool's Day prank. Could they just not find one funny enough, or were they concerned that Americans might take a joke too seriously on April 1st? We'll never know that. For the Rebel.media, I'm Andrew Lawton. It is no April Fool's joke that if you want access to great content all the time, you can go to therebel.media. And hey, check out the premium section. Content there you won't see anywhere else, only at therebel.media.